there is officially more Verdansk leaks that have just came out. So lock in, hold on, because we got a lot to talk about today. As you guys know, about a week ago, this tweet came out. Charlie Intel tweeted out, there is a possibility that the Kilo and AMAX also return to Warzone with Verdansk via the Ghost of Hope. For those of y'all that don't know who Ghost of Hope is, he's a leaker that's been on Twitter for a while now. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's not, but he did tweet this out about a week ago. And then today, Call of Duty all but practically leaked these two guns coming back. They made a video montage celebrating National Women's Day today, but in that montage, at the very end of the video, there was two operators holding two very specific guns. In case you missed it, let's zoom in a little bit at the end of that screen. If we go ahead and look at the left operator, this character seems to have the Kilo in her hands. And on the right side, if you zoom in, this operator seems to have an AMAX in her hand as well. Almost every news article is tweeting about this now, including Charlie Intel and including Modern Warzone as well. Now, this doesn't really need to be said, but you guys know that the AMAX and the Kilo are a fan favorite gun for a long time now. These two guns will bring us back to that 2020, 2021 vibes and give us all those nostalgic memories that we all are fond of. So Call of Duty bringing this back, in my opinion, is an absolute W. We've seen what nostalgia does for games like Fortnite, and we know that Call of Duty was gonna tap into that. Personally, I wanted them to bring back fan favorite guns like the OTS, the AMAX, the Growl, the Kilo, but I never really knew whether they would actually do it or not. With this leak that Call of Duty posted today, this all but confirms that the AMAX and the Kilo are back. Twitter is filled with messages like this: AMAX, we are back, god damn it. The Kilo and AMAX, we are so back. But not everyone is happy, and I do think that these Twitter users bring up a good point. One user tweeted out this: don't play COD anymore, but it's genuinely sad that Activision have to resort to again bringing back old content like Verdansk and old weapons just to get their dying player base back. And people are still buying into this shit. LMFAO. Another user brought up a good point. He said, I know this will flop because Activision, Microsoft / Call of Duty don't get it. Like the Car 98, it doesn't feel like the OG fun from OG Warzone. So that does beg the question, will these guns actually feel the way they did back in OG? Or will the change in the actual engine make these guns feel completely different than what they originally felt like? Now, this is a two-edged sword when it comes to nostalgia, because if you pull it off, people are incredibly happy. But if you bring something back and it doesn't feel the way it initially felt, you are going to get an insane amount of hate. Yes, I am excited to have the Kilo and the AMAX back, but if these guns don't actually feel the way they did, I fear that it's probably not going to be worth it then. We all have attachments to certain guns, and I know it sounds crazy, but we all remember the way a gun feels. So Activision, if you are watching this, I really hope you guys pulled this off and made sure that you guys tried to match these guns as close as you guys could have to Modern Warfare 2019. Now that we know that these guns are more than likely coming back, this does also bring up a really good question that I personally haven't even thought about. One of my best friends, Lucky Chamu, tweeted out this: I just realized when Verdansk drops and everyone comes to play, they will legit have nothing unlocked. No perks, no guns, no attachments, nothing. I saw this tweet and it got me thinking, when the AMAX and the Kilo are back, will players have to re-unlock this all over again and get to level 70 of a weapon just to be able to use the attachments that they love? Or will Call of Duty maybe, this is probably copium, give us all the attachments that we had back in the day? More than likely, they're gonna make us level it up. You have to remember, not a lot of people have been playing Warzone as of lately. And yes, there is probably an insane amount of people that are gonna flock to Warzone with Verdansk's return. They're not gonna have any of the guns leveled up, let alone the new guns. What can Activision actually do about this though? True Game Data, a website where pretty much they tell you all the stats of a gun, tweeted out this: Warzone really needs to figure out the weapon leveling problem. It takes way too long. I haven't played Black Ops 6 enough to have anything leveled, so trying to load up Warzone for a quick session with friends is a nightmare. By contrast, I load up Marvel Rivals and I can instantly just play and have fun with my friends. I get that weapon leveling is a huge part of COD multiplayer, but I think they need to figure something out for Warzone. Verdansk is about to come back, millions are going to come try it, have nothing leveled, and get destroyed by those who spent hundreds of hours leveling up in Black Ops 6. The returning people won't be inspired to play Black Ops 6 and go level guns, they will just quit again. They don't own Black Ops 6, leveling in Plunder or Warzone is a nightmare, they will literally just quit. So what can Activision actually do about this? Recently in one of our podcasts, JGod brought up a really good solution to this. Call of Duty has default perks whenever you go and try to get your loadout in-game. Why not make it to where those default loadouts are meta guns or guns that are fan favorites? For example, if the Kilo comes back and the Grau comes back, why not have those two guns as a default class? That way, newer players can come and still play the game and enjoy the guns that they enjoy, while simultaneously leveling up those guns so they can then customize it however they want. At the very least, so these new players can come back to the game and have something to use and they're not getting completely smoked. We all know JGod's big brain, so I thought that was a really good solution. Because as of right now, playing this game is my full-time job. And even now, there are certain guns that I don't even have fully unlocked. Just to give you an example, I grinded Black Ops 6, got the Master Camo for zombies and for multiplayer, and I still didn't have all my guns leveled up when Warzone came out. In my opinion, that is a big problem. Let's say they do get that problem fixed, and they find a way to make leveling not so hard. There is still a couple things that need to be fixed before Verdansk is even launched. I'm gonna let Nadeshot explain this.
The first opportunity to bring a lot of players back to Call of Duty to like sign on for the first time in months or years, just for the nostalgia factor. I mean, we've seen every game do it, right? Like, Fortnite has brought back Season 1 and Tilted Towers a million times. You've had other games bring back some of the most beloved modes and maps. And Call of Duty's done that too before, but Verdansk coming back for the first time in a long time. Floating loot, great. 150 player count, great. They're obviously trying to make sure that people have fun when they get back. But I think the issue is still going to be the hacking and the cheating situation, bro. I mean, all these good things that they're doing are kind of null and void if you get on and you can't play a real game of Call of Duty, a fair game of Call of Duty. So we'll see, man. I don't know. We're going to check out Verdansk, I would imagine, at some point, but I'm not holding my breath, man.
There you have it. This is the question that a lot of us have been asking. Right now, if you load up into Call of Duty, you are going to be met with an infestation of hackers. I personally have stopped playing ranked play completely because every single game is infested with 1 or 5 hackers. That's not an exaggeration, it's really that bad. I got to the point where I literally changed my entire stream schedule just because I was tired of getting hacked on. So now, all I play is pubs. And I'll say for pubs, I personally have only ran into a couple hackers. But nonetheless, that's just me. I know there's a bunch of people out there, including y'all watching this, that are constantly getting hacked on, even in pubs. I really do think that this is one of those big things that if Call of Duty does not fix, things are going to die again. And even now, what happened to the hacks that were actually funny?
What the? What is? Oh my! Oh!
Now trust me, I'm very against hacking, don't get me wrong, but at least I'd rather have a car ramming me than somebody aimbotting me across the map. Sadly, I think things are only gonna get worse before they get better. And that is because of this tweet right here. Charlie Intel tweeted out, Activision has posted a job listing for a senior director, game security, to lead a team of engineers, reverse engineers, Windows kernel developers, and machine learning experts to tackle the anti-cheat space for Call of Duty. Now, I don't claim to be that smart, but senior director of game security sounds pretty damn important. And if they're looking to fill that spot 4 weeks away from Verdansk's launch, I fear that Season 3 might still be infested with hackers. All this to say is that yes, Verdansk will bring back so many people, but no one is going to stay if this anti-cheat problem does not get fixed. No one will stay if these OG guns don't feel like OG. But only time will tell, and let's see what actually happens.